Let's go to the 93.1 The Fan hotline and welcome in our new good friend, Hank, Mr. Propane himself from Propane Confidential. Hank, how are you this morning?
Yep. I'm glad that it's spring, I'll tell you what.
We're having some weather here in Limo. What's the weather like over there for you, Hank?
Well, it's mild. Love saying that. It's mild out.
Well, it's a little bit warm here. We're gonna get some storms, but where you're at, though, you guys don't get a lot of storms, though, do you, Hank?
Well, when they do, they don't last too long. But we need them and to make sure that the lawn's going to grow.
You need that. You strike me as a guy that's really concerned about his lawn all the time.
Well, I wouldn't call it a concern. It's more like love. And when love's involved, there is no concern, especially when it's a lawn.
Hey, Hank, can I ask you about how's the family doing? How's everybody handling everything?
How's Bobby?
Yeah, everybody in the family doing well?
Well, I'm sure you heard about it on the internet that Bobby is some kind of a chef.
Yeah.
Yep. Never did think he would take to sports. Then when I started coming home and found him in his mom's apron, baking cookies and whatnot, I just knew it was going to happen one day. Well, I didn't mind so much that time that he learned how to cook and almost cooked us a fantastic Thanksgiving dinner. Then, of course, Peggy had to run away with the turkey.
How's Dale? How's Dale doing and all the guys? How's Cotton?
Well, Cotton passed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, he fought in World War II for our freedom, and he had a good run. Sometimes I get a little choked up, but
it's understandable.
Well, Peggy was the last person to speak to him and all.
What did she say to him?
I'm not quite sure. She said something about love and hate. She wasn't too clear about that.
Hank, I gotta ask, how did you get yourself into this type of career choice? How did you fall in love with propane?
How did I fall in love with propane?
Yeah.
Well, one day I sold a pair of Jordache jeans to a man that would change my life, and that man was Buck Strickland.
Oh, yeah.
And, well, when it comes to Sweet Lady Propane, there's not much seducing involved because propane is a clean-burning fuel, an efficient clean-burning fuel. Better than that charcoal, because when you cook with charcoal, you taste the heat,
you're right,
not the meat.
That's right. Yeah.
Well,
makes
how
sense.
could you not fall in love?
Makes sense. Makes sense. I have a lot of products though that use butane. Aren't there some times where butane is...
Butane?
Yeah,
you ought to change that.
Well, it fits so well in my pocket. I mean, if there's a propane lighter that I put in my pocket for things, then I might be open to the switch. But I just find it so handy. I mean, is there some advice that you could give me for using something different?
I'll tell you this much. There's a reason why it can fit in your pocket. That's why propane needs a tank. That's why propane heats homes.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of a butane heated home?
No, I really haven't.
That's right.
Wouldn't want to live in one.
No.
I don't want to say it, but butane is a bastard's gas.
Bastard's gas.
Duly noted. Okay.
Write that down, young gravy. Butane, bastard gas. Don't use it.
That's right.
You can put it in your pocket next to your butane lighter.
Now, Hank, you almost daily, right? You put something on Facebook on Propane Man Confidential. How often do you put something out?
Well, see, it all started when my neighbor, Dale, was secretly recording our conversations in the alley. Now, that's not in the block charter or anything, but I let it go just because he's my friend. And once I found out how many people were watching, and finally figured out why people were coming into work telling me that they saw me on the internet, I figured, why ruin a good thing? Because the propane sales numbers went up.
Oh, nice. So he did inadvertently helped you.
Yep. So I kept it going. I started looking into the camera more often and saying things that I wanted to say, although I was saying things I wanted to say before. But now I'm letting you know that I want you to hear it.
Oh, okay. Did you feel a little bit betrayed by Dale? Because, I mean, if Dale's anyone that's kind of worried about being surveilled, it's Dale. And here he is surveilling you.
Well, when it comes to betrayal and Dale Gribble, it's kind of a tricky situation. I would feel a little bit betrayed if I wouldn't put it past him to do that. To some point, I'd have to say that if it wasn't Dale doing that to me, then I would feel betrayed. Or if Dale started spying on someone else.
All right. Do you guys ever see Johnny Redcorn around anymore?
John Redcorn?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, speaking of betrayal and whatnot, and tricky situation and surveillance, well, yep, John Redcorn's doing just fine.
Now, hey, do you mind if I kind of hit on some of the highlights that you've talked about and kind of get your thoughts on them?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm ready for some highlights.
Okay, just not.
Wait, this is ESPN Radio, right?
It is. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
We're not going to be talking about like cowboy highlights because there weren't that many.
Yeah, there's not. No. Right. It's been a long time since they've won a Super Bowl, hasn't it?
Well, let's just leave it up to Jerry Jones to find the man for the job and let the team do what they're going to do.
Okay, you got to trust them, huh?
They've done that for 30 years. Hasn't gone wrong yet.
Jerry should let the coach. Tell you what.
All right, so we have Young Gravy, our producer. He's still in college, and he thinks he has a lot of Rizz. What do you think about Rizz, Hank?
Well, kids always tell me that I don't have any Rizz. Then I found out what Rizz is, and it turns out that kids are using our old bands on their T-shirts. And so to that, I asked the kids, what's wrong with their bands? They ain't got no Rizz?
No, the bands do not have any Rizz. I also wear old band T-shirts, so no Rizz for the new generation.
No, it's not right.
No.
I've heard some of these new bands that they have out, and they're all the Ricky-Ticky songs and whatnot. What's a good band I should be listening to?
A good band you should listen to, Hank. Well, he's not a band, but he's one man. His name's Kendrick Lamar. I think you would love
Hank and Kendrick Lamar. He had to watch the Super Bowl. He knows not to.
So that was my question, Hank. I wanted to get your opinion on this Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef and what you think about it.
If you're not familiar, he raps like Boomhauer. So,
dang-o.
What is a Drake?
What is a Drake? What is a Drake?
Is he from that England? I hear in that England they call a parking lot a car park. What are the cars going to do? Swing on the jungle gym?
That's good. That's really good.
But this Kendrick Lamar sounds like a proper fellow with a name like that.
Absolutely. A grand fellow, honestly, yeah.
A small grand fellow, yes.
See, I usually go outside during the Super Bowl halftime show.
Smart man.
Ever since that Janet Jackson incident.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That might have been the last good one.
I had to pray for a week after that. And I still haven't forgiven the Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake.
Even though he's been in that Trolls movie, entertaining all the kids, boy, went out and got himself arrested for DUI. You see his mugshot picture?
Oh, I did.
Looks like a deer in headlights, I tell you what.
So you're kind of like us, Hank, where we don't understand the young kids, using terms like Rizz and their infatuation with video games like virtual reality games. What do you think of those?
Oh, God. They put that dang thing over their eyes, and they're swinging their arms around, and it just doesn't look smart. But I know that they're wearing a smart piece of technology on their head. But what I would like to do to them all is take that thing off their head and bring them outside. That way, they can experience reality.
Reality.
You can't change an oil with a VR headset.
Hank, I don't understand them. First with the Rizz, then the virtual reality games, and they fall in love with catchphrases like Hawk Tua. What did you think of Hawk Tua?
Boy, when I found out what Hawk Tua meant, I had to go to church. Now, you don't Hawk Tua on anything. Don't these kids know that Hawk Tuaing is a sign of disrespect?
Apparently not.
I don't know what that gal was Hawk Tuaing on, but I'm glad that was the last of her.
You would never Hawk Tua on Propane, would you?
Oh, God, no. In fact, don't even get your lips that close to Propane.
Now, you guys recently in January, I believe it was your 100th episode of Propane Man Confidential. What's that milestone mean to you?
Well, it means that I had a lot to say about today's modern culture, and reaching that milestone with the fan base that we had means that people care as much as we care about them. Because at Propane Man Confidential, we're not trying to push some weird message like Hawk to a girl. We are trying to provide America with a wholesome message that will hopefully improve the quality of your life just like Propane does.
Well said, Hank. Where can people find Propane Man Confidential? Where can they find your merchandise? Where can they go to support you?
Well, recently I found out all you got to do is give it a Google.
Give it a Google. I like it.
But we are on Instagram. We are on the TikTok. In fact, I made a video about trying to save the TikTok. I guess it worked. Just look up Propane Man Confidential on the Instagram, the TikTok. You can find Propane Man Confidential on the Facebook and the YouTube.
Man, that's fantastic stuff. Hank, we appreciate you joining us, man. Tell Peggy and Bobby we said hi, will you, man? And thanks so much for your time today. Man, my stomach is hurting. I'm laughing so much today. Thanks so much, Hank.
Yep, no problem. Hope your stomach don't hurt too bad.
If it does, I'll eat some meat that I cook with propane.
Yep, and then you will be tasting the meat, not the heat.
Hank, have a great weekend, man. Thanks so much. That was so much fun.